Hello to everyone who've joined the blooloop Virtual Expo. Welcome to those of you from the creative and operational sides of the attractions and leisure industry, including manufacturers and suppliers, and those of you who may be from the business community who appreciate the insights our exciting industry can offer yours to improve your operations and customer experiences. A little background and context about myself. I've been associated with the attractions and leisure industry for over 25 years, beginning in the operations in FECs, family entertainment centers, and theme parks, and moving through many roles in rides, attractions, admissions, training, human resources, and then to strategic operational planning for new attractions, and arriving at consultancy, supporting new attractions in their organizational setup to become world-class in their operations, and to support existing attractions to improve their guest experiences through the strategic management of staff management and leadership. I've been fortunate to have supported some amazing attractions and leisure facility brands over the years, authoring a leadership book and articles, as well as setting up Attractions Academy. My focus right now is to highlight 9 ways to achieve operational excellence. My insights come from having had the opportunity to travel to so many countries, to become familiar with, understand, and observe organizations and the realities, practices, and conditions that contribute towards their ability to achieve operational excellence within a themed attractions and leisure experiences environment. It is important first that I remind you of 3 particular unique realities related to the attractions and leisure industry before I begin the countdown. The first reality is that people deliver, facilitate, and enable the experience, also known as our staff, our team members, our cast, our crew. People are prone to errors. People make mistakes. People do or do not make effort. People have good and bad days. Ultimately, it's our people and the quality of their delivery that will make a huge difference to the quality of the operations. The second reality, generally speaking, our industry and roles are not known for being the most affluent in terms of salary compensation. Unlike other industries, for example, like retail and sales-based industries, commissions are generally not the norm for the majority of our people. This reality is important to recognize. And the third reality, both the organization and the guests have extremely high expectations on the state of happiness, friendliness, and helpfulness of our people. The reality is the organization and the guests expect our people delivering the experience to always be in a state of perfect, genuine, blissful, smiling joy. These 3 realities are important considerations that I believe have influenced the following 9 ways to achieve operational excellence. The countdown begins with insight number 9. Operational excellence of the world's leading attractions and leisure facilities has a lot to do with ensuring you have the right people working for you. For in the attractions and leisure industry, for all of the guest-facing roles, we want to be assured that our people are smiling, friendly, and helpful, proactive, confident, and exceptional communicators, right? These are non-negotiable qualities our guest-facing roles must have. The traditional HR practice of conducting a 10-minute face-to-face interview to identify those traits, well, they don't work. We know that 10 minutes is not a true indicator of natural behaviors. And what's observed from attractions and leisure facilities achieving operational excellence is an assessment center, a group interview, or an audition approach to recruiting and selecting guest-facing roles, rather than 10 minutes. 3 or 4 hours are spent assigning tasks, observing genuine behaviors, and the results are the selection of new employees, that are more likely to possess and exhibit the qualities that the operations require in the interactions with the guests. Well, this is no easy task to undertake, and it does demand a very strategic and a deliberate approach to the recruitment and selection process. But it's an approach that saves recruitment time, dollars, and reaps much better human resource results. At number 8, operational excellence is impacted by leadership. When we observe the leadership practices of the world's leading industry operators, we note the following characteristics and practices: strong, clear, strategic, values-based leadership; excellence in communications, clearly communicating the visions and the expectations, ensuring that everyone is kept in the loop; presence. The leaders are truly present to the business and its people. They can be seen walking through the attractions and the leisure facility operations, allowing them to keep their finger on the pulse with the standard practices and procedures and sentiments of those involved in the operations. In being present, they are able to truly listen, observe, and make true leadership decisions. When leadership is truly present, you will always observe an open door policy, ready to listen, proactive in seeking out insights and support of those involved across the operations at all levels, and recognition. Recognition clearly given to those teams and individuals who keep making achievements and making great efforts to support the business to achieve its goals. Operational excellence is impacted by leadership. The countdown continues with number 7. Great operators, smart operators, systematize things. A system spells it out clearly for everyone involved in delivering operational excellence. The system provides for clearly defined responsibilities, actions, words, standards, and responses. A perfect example of one such system would be a service excellence system, because service excellence delivery cannot be left to chance. It just doesn't happen. It happens by design. The design of a service excellence system is going to be documented. It's going to include defined standards. It's going to include strategic and specific training for managers and service providers. It's going to be systematic in reinforcing the desired service behaviors. It will be systematic in designing and providing managers and service providers with the tools and the resources to wow the guest and to deliver appropriate service recovery. And of course, the system will include audits and measures and reporting processes to hold everyone accountable and take into consideration the need for continual improvement. We're in the business of fun, but we achieve it through smart systems for excellence in safety, service, and sales. At number 6, as we count down ways to achieve operational excellence, is the importance of training. Let me highlight in particular the induction program. We know that research shows us that the first 90 days are critical to set new employees in the right direction for success, especially setting the scene for your organization's vision, mission, and values, and how to support safety, service, and sales, and to start forming your brand ambassadors. A leadership development program should always be present to clearly define the expectations for current and upcoming leaders, defining excellence in leadership impact and behaviors, performance management techniques, and to establish a common language and consistent approach to leadership. And a comprehensive and clearly structured on-the-job training program. The addition of skill-based training and ongoing development training opportunities are also critical to achieving operational excellence. Well, there's number 5 on the screen, and it pushes me forward, identifying ways to achieve operational excellence. This one's a big one. Employee engagement is a real important way to achieve operational excellence. Be careful. Creating a great employee engagement program with wow employees who know how to dazzle guests isn't about making employees happy or content. Attractions and leisure facilities will falter if they think it's all about sprinkling lots of fairy dust. It is a fact that enthusiastic and energetic employees feel better about their work and attraction. But employee engagement is not determined by feelings. Organizations have success with engagement and improve the business when they treat employees as true stakeholders. What this means is focusing on performance management activities, clarifying work expectations, getting people the tools and resources and training to do their work, providing development opportunities, and promoting positive relationships amongst the team, right? So what is employee engagement? Well, at its most basic and simplest level, employee engagement occurs when an employee is willing to put discretionary effort into their work in the form of time and thought and energy above and beyond the call of duty. It can mean many things, from providing information to guests, to individual supervision, from asking employees' opinions about how to improve safety, placement of the stock in your souvenir store. It's all about unlocking the potential and their willingness to give. What is the impact of employee engagement? Well, highly engaged business units, attractions, and leisure facilities realize a 41% reduction in absenteeism and 17% increase in productivity. Employees who are engaged consistently show up to work and have a greater commitment to quality and safety. And by showing up, it doesn't just mean presentism, being there and just clocking on and clocking off, but it means really positively being there and being present to the business. Engaged employees are more productive and present. They're more attuned to the needs of customers, our guests, and they're more observant of processes, standards, and systems that you put in place. When taken all together, the behaviors of highly engaged business units result in 20% greater profitability. In summary, benefits of employee engagement include positive impact on customer ratings, profitability, productivity, turnover, safety incidents, shrinkage, absenteeism, and quality. Great business case for working on programs and initiatives for employee engagement. Achieving operational excellence includes improving employee engagement and coupled with measuring it. Measurement is the first step attractions and leisure facilities must take before they can implement initiatives to improve engagement. Concentrating on employee engagement can help many attractions and leisure facilities through these COVID tough times, and that has through what's taken place in the last 6 months. Examples we've seen have been employee care calls, managers and supervisors having a list of employees and ringing them up from their list and touching base on a weekly basis and checking how they're going, checking what's happening. And might only take a couple of minutes, but it's letting the employee know that you care for them, and it's listening to what's happening And it might be work related, it might be home related. That is engaging and keeping them engaged. Providing online training in these last few months, even when they've been at home, keeping them engaged in work and saying, I value you, by giving them continued opportunities to be involved in getting ready to come back to work. Utilizing online resources to keep the teams connected and in a loop, discussion groups and sharing groups and competitions and conversations, and enabling outreach opportunities for team members who are furloughed to stay involved during downtimes. There are so many examples of attractions and leisure facilities giving them, their employees who are furloughed, opportunities to still give to the community and be brand ambassadors for your attractions. By intentionally focusing on measuring and managing employee engagement, using an employee engagement metric, attractions and leisure facilities gain a competitive advantage that will keep them moving forward. And that engagement metric must be used, regularly, whether that be every 3 months, whether that be daily, whether that be every 6 months, whether that be every 12 months. Using that metric identifies the measure on how you're going with employee engagement and how much you've improved the next time you do it, or in particular, what hasn't improved and is actually declined. And then the business can analyze it and work out what has happened, or work out what area to focus on to continually improve when it comes to employee engagement. Attractions and leisure facilities with high employee engagement do have common philosophies and practices, including recognizing that creating a culture of engagement starts at the top. You know what else? They also recognize that their leaders and managers are aligned in prioritizing engagement as important. And they recognize, and it's common amongst these organizations, that they communicate openly and consistently. And what else is common is that they're recognizing the importance on using measures, and also on hiring and developing great leaders and managers and supervisors. And part of that is holding their managers accountable. Enough said on employee engagement. The countdown continues with number 4. And number 4 is all about management. Focus, coordinate, guide. The way a manager goes about their job for operational excellence includes focusing on ongoing team dynamics to make sure that members stay focused on the task and job at hand. As they go about their coordinating work each day, managing for the consistent reassessment and realignment of team goals and performance to the standards set in our theme parks and water parks and attractions and museums and leisure facilities. Management's daily prime task is to manage, focus, coordinate, guide individual and team performance. The manager's role is inherently all about coaching and creating a coaching culture. Coaching culture is a strong indicator that the organization, that the attraction values continual improvement. And when it comes to the management of guest service delivery, then continual improvement is going to support the attraction to deliver outstanding service experiences. So a coaching culture exists when employees at all levels are open to and expect engaging, respectful, two-way coaching conversations about work performance. In a coaching culture, regular feedback is an expectation from everyone, including the manager, as the entire business strives to continually improve. The feedback from the manager is critical. And managing employee performance skillfully, sensitively, strategically, Manage employee performance is critical to the outcomes of employee engagement, service excellence delivery, guest impressions, of financial results. Managing performance successfully improves the way your employees deliver your product, as well as increasing employee engagement. Managing performance poorly delivers bad results, such as underperforming employees, employee dissatisfaction, and impacts negatively on the guest experience. And ultimately, less ticket sales, less referrals to your attraction and leisure facility, and your bottom line is lower. Let's not forget the importance of the manager holding regular meetings. No action, activity, or process is more central to creating a healthy organization, operational excellence, than the meeting. Yeah, we all roll our eyes, go, another meeting. But make sure there is enough time allocated for that meeting for the clarification, healthy debate, and resolution of major issues. And of course, that rolling of the eyes I mentioned is not just for the sake of meeting, but for purpose. Remembering that meetings is not one way, it's not a lecture, but it's a two-way communication process. And reward and effort. The importance of the manager rewarding the effort and recognizing the effort that employees make. Employees like to feel valued. They need to feel valued. And your attractions and leisure facility employees, well, when they're valued, they'll deliver better quality, genuine guest experiences. And we need to train our managers to actually recognize and reward people appropriately, because it's not just about saying, hey, well done. It's actually about being very detailed and very specific in recognizing the exact behaviors we want to see repeating, and we've seen time and time again. And when you recognize desired behaviors and you value someone, it creates repetition. And that's the power of a manager's recognizing of employees. The countdown is getting us closer to the end with the reveal of number 3. Operational excellence must include a safety culture. Creating an effective safety culture is an ongoing process and commitment, but the results in the attractions and leisure facilities industry cannot be denied. We must have a safety culture. To build a strong safety culture for operational excellence, share the safety vision. Ensure everyone is aware. Define safety responsibilities to safety for every role and every person in the organization. And create accountability. Hold everyone accountable for their responsibilities. Be open and transparent. Have an open door policy. Listen, and draw on people's ideas and suggestions to improve safety. Report on safety. Educate employees on the importance of reporting injuries, first aids, and near misses. And analyze why things happen. Identify the root cause of accidents and incidents. Then implement really wise changes. And recognize your achievements and efforts when it comes to safety. Recognize them for the organization as a whole and those of individuals in building a safety culture. Number 2 is intrinsically linked to number 3. When I visit attraction and leisure facilities around the world, I observe and I notice that accepted behaviors can be one of the greatest liabilities at attractions and leisure facilities. Let me give you an example of what I mean. A team member at your facility may not be doing the right thing. They may not be smiling when welcoming every guest. They may not be wearing their name badge. They may not be standing with open body language, even though your business has trained it, stated it, had it in the employee handbook, and set the standard. What sometimes happens in underperforming operations is that the supervisors and the managers from all different departments and all levels of the business notice it or don't notice it, that behavior. They walk past the employee and they don't say anything. They don't highlight or remind the employee that they need to smile when welcoming the guests, or that they don't have their name badge, or ask a question, where is their name badge? Or that they don't give a prompt or a hint to say, hey, remember the open body language. So every single supervisor and manager and leader that walks past that team member, when they're not doing the right thing, that's the standard, and when they don't say something because they may think, well, they're not my department, they're accepting the behavior. And that's the liability. But in an organization that has operational excellence, auditing is always taking place. And this is done on a daily and hourly basis through vigilant supervision and management, checking in with the employee at their assigned station, looking, observing, giving feedback, encouraging and recognizing the desired behaviors, correcting the undesired behaviors, the giving of help, and getting in there and role modeling the way things should be done. Auditing doesn't have to only mean an external or third-party process, but in an operational excellence environment, is happening all the time through the management and supervisors by their presence. And when it comes to safety, it doesn't matter when you're doing it right, but it does matter when you are not doing everything right. One failure in employee safety behavior or procedure is going to hurt your business. So auditing and accountability is critical. Finally, we arrive at number 1. Operational excellence is brought together through a quality management system. A quality management system establishes a structure for how a business manages its key processes. New attractions can start off in the right direction by ensuring processes meet their world-class standards that they establish and mistakes don't happen. Implementing a quality management system can help you achieve operational excellence because you'll deliver greater consistency in guest service and experiences and safe operational practices. You'll reduce mistakes. You'll increase efficiency by improving use of time and resources. You'll improve guest satisfaction. You'll train employees more consistently, and you'll be in a state of continual improvement for your processes and systems and experiences. But in practice, what does it look like? Records of policies, processes, SOPs, standard training plans, checklists, forms, templates, manuals. No easy feat. In reality, when we set up a new theme park or leisure facility, the senior operations team need come on board as early in the process to start planning and developing all of this. For example, prior to Ferrari World Abu Dhabi opening in Abu Dhabi, this process began aggressively 2 years prior to opening. So that was it was all in place before all the technicians and supervisors, etc., began onboarding. The systems and standards were in place, were established, defined first. All the hard work had been done. So now we just had to work towards them acquiring the standards and processes. That's how we establish quality management at Ferrari World in Abu Dhabi. And so our countdown, 9 ways to achieve operational excellence, is complete. At number 9, recruitment and selection. At number 8, leadership. At number 7, systematize. At number 6, training. At number 5, employee engagement. At number 4, management. At number 3, safety culture. And at number 2, accountability and auditing. And number 1, quality management systems. All of these things help us to achieve operational excellence. I thank you very much for being patient and listening with me. I'm happy and welcome to take questions through the Blue Loop channels.